is 0.8. That is the chapter of yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Yesterday we were in 6.7 and today 6.8. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इति उच्यते योगी समालोस्त्रात्मकाञ्चनः ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्तो इति उच्यते योगी समालोस्त्रात्मकाञ्चनः. So the translation goes, a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or a mystic when he is fully satisfied by the virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it to be a pebble, stones, or gold, as the same. If anybody wants to recite the verse, they can recite.
May I, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Sure.
Bhagavad Gita 6.8. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloshtrashma Kanchanaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is in continuation of the previous yesterday's verse. But this verse describes how a person who has controlled the mind, Jitatma, becomes situated at a high level of perfections. So this verse talks about Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, one who has got knowledge, Jnana, realization, Vijnana, such a person becomes satisfied, Triptatma. Such a person, Kutasto, means spiritually situated, not materially disturbed. Vijitendriya, that person who has conquered the senses. And Yukta, well situated. Srila Prabhupada writes, competent to self-realization. Iti Uchyate Yogi, that person is having equal vision to material things. Samalostratma Kanchanaha, that person is having equal vision to what all things. Lostra is pebbles, Asma is stones, Kanchana is gold. So from material point of view, gold is very precious, but gold is invaluable, whereas a stone is not of such value. It's less value. Then how can somebody see a gold and stone equally? What it means, it doesn't imagine that worldly things which will make him happy. One understand that for me, a soul, neither a gold nor a stone matters. Them make me happy. Both material whereas as a spiritual person, the person who is spiritual cannot be satisfied by anything material. That is why the person becomes detached. Samadostratma Kanchana. So, and secondly, Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he has quoted a very nice verse from the Nectar of Devotion. It says, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahayam Indriya Sevan Mukhehi Jihvadu Swayam Eva Smriti Adaha. So name, form, quality of Krishna, we cannot conquer on our own. We need to do service, like the tongue need to be engaged in either in chanting or honoring prasadam. So when we start doing service, and if Krishna is pleased, Krishna will manifest name, form, quality, and we will be able to realize and will make our life blissful. So here the word unmukha, now presently we are all vimukha, that is we are turned our face away from Krishna. So Krishna, by rendering service to Krishna and with the consciousness that Krishna, I wanted to come closer to you, so service will change our orientation from vimukha to unmukha. So when we will do this Krishna or Krishna, so then Krishna, he will free us from Swayameva Smriti Adaha, spontaneous remembrance of Krishna. Krishna will give us that by observing there is Maran. That is, Maran is very important word because this is a very impact in our devotional service. One of the sadhana bhakti, this Maran is very important, is one of the important limbs in our devotional services. So we consciously strive to remember Krishna. That's why that it says, I should do smaranam. We are smaraning to cultivate the remembrance of Krishna. Krishna gives himself the remembrance, and when that happens, it is a wave of spiritual thought that takes rapidly to smarana. We are trying to move to a particular destination by swimming in an ocean, but Swarati means waves comes and takes us suddenly in that direction so that we do the service, we chant the holy name. That is how we try to remember Krishna, and that is our sadhana bhakti. And when Krishna becomes pleased by our endeavor, he will send the waves so that Spurati, the wave comes just propelled towards Krishna so rapidly that then by our consciousness effort, so this is how Krishna reveals himself. So Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. So what is this knowledge? It is defined in 7.2 of Bhagavad Gita. Complete knowledge can be achieved only by the devotee of the Lord in disciplic succession, directly from the Lord. Therefore, one should be intelligent enough to know the source of all knowledge, who is the cause of all causes, and the only object for meditation is called the yoga practice. And in 7.25, it says, He is not revealed to everyone. No one can understand God simply by scholarship or mental speculation. Only when he is actually engaged in Krishna conscious and devotional service, one can understand what Krishna is. University degrees are not of any help. So if anybody wants to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has to take to the pure devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee. Otherwise, the truth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will always be hidden. So theory should get transformed to realization. That's what this verse says. So what is the difference between, because where is the gap which is coming is because we have to do the service to the Lord, and when it can be transformed to real knowledge. So mere knowledge is a very dangerous thing. Our Maharaj actually in one of the lecture he said that early to bed, the simple principles we say, early to bed, early to rise is the way to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. But unless we put into practice early to bed, unless we wake up early, we will not have an effect on our health. So if you want to improve the quality of our life, which has to be improved, then we have to follow the knowledge and put into practice. And then our knowledge becomes a realized knowledge. Mere Gyan has no value unless it becomes realized knowledge, which is known as Vigyan. So this is what actually in this verse it talks about. How to get this, how we can practice this. Actually, Chanakya Pandit has quoted a very nice verse, and this Srila Prabhupada has quoted several times, that how to see things in a certain way. That is what actually in this verse which also talks. It's a very simple, but it is very difficult to practice. Like matravat paradhareshu, paradravyeshu lostravat, atmavat sarvabhuteshu, yapashyati sa pandita. This verse has been, we have quoted earlier also in this forum, but this verse, Srila Prabhupada has also quoted several times in several of his verses, where we see that all the ladies, except for your wife, to be regarded as a mother. Our eyes should be completely clean. That's why we address all Matajis as Matajis, and even a younger lady also we should address as Mataji. So this vision will give us purity. Prabhupada says, man and woman causes a great problem in the life. Man alone is a wonderful, woman alone is a wonderful, but if there is an intermixing, it is a problem. So one must have purity to advance in spiritual life. In a polluted environment, Krishna conscious advancement is not possible. So we are distracted by so many things, and this is one of the things which also gets we distracted. The other words he has used is, so we should never paradravyeshu lostravat. So others' money, others' property are completely useless for us. We should never touch it. So one should see the other people as now in this verse, which is quoted as pebble. So we find so many pebbles in the street, but we are not taking it home and keep it in locker. And this the cause of this attraction is also one of the causes because of the envy. Even a millionaire, he wants something more than the what he has. So principle is that we should not have grabbing tendency. The grabbing tendency we must avoid. Others' money, others' property are completely useless for us, so we should never touch it. So that's how actually, and by stealing, what happens? Everybody hates you. Everybody says that he's a thief. He's a thief, condemned thief. Instead of you, one becomes honest person, then one will be respected. So our Maharaj actually said that even if you have a $10, that is more than $1 million for others. So whatever we have, we should be completely satisfied. The third part is very Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu. So best example we can say when we are feeling hungry, we feel very much satisfied. So while distributing food, what we do is we are treating the other living entity also as ourselves. So as we like eating, we want others also so to be given food and they treat. That's what actually to treat everybody equal. So if we follow these three principles, one's life will be successful. Then you will not harm other living entity. This third principle, the Prabhupada actually mentioned that the slaughterhouses are there. So many slaughterhouses are possible, which is what for meant for only for satisfying that end. So, so for a standard behavior, one for a civilized behavior, one has to be very simple and one should not harm any other living entity. That's why perfect Krishna consciousness can be injected by following these three rules. So, but unless we are clear or unless we are honest without any illicit connections and respectful all living entities, then only we can understand this verses and about how to practice this verse is possible. So here it says, here's everything, whether the pebble, stone, or as the same. So one wants to get away from the material entanglement, should take to the service of the Supreme Personality Godhead and give up the contamination. Gold is very valuable, but for an animal, gold is nothing. It is the same. It doesn't change. It doesn't have any this thing. There's a very nice story said by this Sanatan Goswami. He was a perfect example for he imparted the real value of devotional service to the living entity, not only by his preaching, but by his action, So once there was a Brahmana, he worshipped Lord Shiva. You all will be knowing the story just relating to the verse. So there was a Brahmana, he was worshipping the Lord Shiva and he wanted the best benediction to be given. So he asked Lord Shiva, directed him to approach to Sanatan Goswami and he will give you the best benedictions. So Sanatan Goswami had a touchstone with which he kept it in the garbage. The Brahmana approached and he gave him the touchstone. He was wondering why such a touchstone, which can convert anything to gold, but he has it in the garbage. But he didn't realize the fact. He took it and he converted everything into gold, but he was not satisfied. He was not giving it satisfaction. Then he thought, this person, why did he keep this touchstone in the garbage? Why not? What is the problem? Why he has kept? Then he went again and he said, I'm not, even though you given me the touchstone, I'm not very happy. I'm not very. So then he said, and then, but I think this is not the best benediction you have given to me. So what is the best benediction you can say? Then he said, Sanatan Goswami said, first thing, you want the best benediction from me? First throw away this stone, the touchstone into the Yamuna, and then come to me. Then I will give you the best benediction. He throwed with the great, with the great pain, he throwed that stone, and he came back to me, give me the best direction, and he then gave him the Hare Krishna mantra. He initiated in the name of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So many, we are all looking for touchstone, but the best touchstone we possess, but we forget that touchstone. So that's how actually the conclusion of this verse basically is one who understands spiritual reality is situated in spiritual reality by knowledge and by realization. That person knows nothing material can make happy, and therefore that person stays equipoised and will be unaffected by anything material, and he sees everything equally. Hare Krishna. Anybody, Prabhuji, anybody wants to add anything, you can add. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sorry, bro. I'm
Hare
audible.
Krishna. Yeah. So just I would like to add one point that a person who is in transcendence, he understands. He understands the value of gold and pebbles, but just that he doesn't give it the value just like a normal social. I mean, he doesn't give the social value that other human beings gives because he's looking at the transcendental truth. Is something that I just wanted to add.
Okay, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I would like to add something.
Yeah.
Hiranyakashipu thought Prahlad Maharaj was very, very lucky to have been born of him. He had the whole universe, anything like, best of clothes, best of any, I mean, like all the Gharas, they did demigods worshipping. But, Prahlad Maharaj tells him all this is this thing. The name of the Lord, the Supreme Lord is the Supreme. It's the best touchstone we can have is the name of the Lord. So he conveys this to his father, and you have said the same in the shloka, Prabhu. You've explained the same from the shloka. Thank you.
Actually, your class, actually, you gave a very nice point also. When we're chanting, we should be focused instead of that's also nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Then we pranam.
Also, Prabhuji, may I add, of course, my humble realization that Krishna, when Sudama wanted to meet Krishna, he was hesitant to offer that puffed rice because he thought Krishna will not value it, but Krishna just grabbed it from him and relished it like as if this was worth more worth than what he was getting in his palace. So Krishna himself set an example for all of us that it's not the what is that material thing that gives us happiness. It is the love and affection and the dedication with which Sudama came to him is what is more precious, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am, that's true. That's true. It's very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your
Hare Krishna. Thank you very
class.
much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, devotees. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
For giving the opportunity.